guys, welcome back again from Tampa Bay. Oh, this is nice. This is the first chance I've had to get anything out of the garage in days because we're in the middle of getting a new freaking roof. I have no roof right now. There's just some new decking and some wrap up there. Got the roofer's trailer sitting over there, parts all over the place, back patios full of tools. Oh, so it was a major project that turned into a more major project. We knew it was coming. We had the house over 10 years now, and it was over 10 years old when we got it. Hope I have my garage door opener in my pocket. Not that one. Maybe this one. Hey, there we go. And our last insurance inspection was basically, hey dude, you need to get this done. I'm going to give you a pass on the slide this time, but it's time. Lots of thin spots. You can see the new shingles up there. Lots of thin spots and a lot of soft spots. Those were kind of scary. Looks like we got the barbecue guy going down here. He does some good smelling stuff. There's another one down the street. Yum, yum. Quite a few in this neighborhood. Always a welcome smell. Figure I'll buzz by through my neighborhood a little bit here. It's been a while. Got a garage sale going on. So it was time. Had them over. We're in the off season right now. We got up there. And it turned into, well, it was originally going to be a re-shingle job. And then roofer's basically like, well, you know, you got a lot of soft spots. There's obviously going to be some wood we need to replace. It's about $100 a sheet end cost. You might want to consider tearing everything off, just starting from scratch, just in case, because there's a lot of questionable areas. And I thought, well, you know, it's not a bad thing. It was only a few $1,000s difference between the re-shingle and just ripping everything off. So I said, all right, go ahead and do that. It was still a good deal. So we get everything off, and it was a real good thing I made that call. Oh my God. Well, first of all, the decking that was up there was original. No surprise there. It's a 1971 built house. Didn't use sheets. It used planks. And this was the first that he ever saw. There was even a spot that was so shady, they used a tree branch. Just a tree branch from the yard and just kind of trimmed it down a little bit to fit it in a spot instead of using a plank even. But it was so poorly built, it had no ventilation. Even though we had a center ridge vent up on top of the roof, it ran almost the full length. It was for looks, because they had no slot cut underneath it. And so much of the wood there was just rotted, and the shingles had just prematurely worn. I mean, 20 years is a good stretch, but they were still just down to the backing material in some spots. And it was always super hot. The house was hot, the garage was stifling. I put in a power fan a couple years ago, and that really helped. I had it turned on at, it's got a thermometer control. I have it to turn on at 110 degrees, and during the summer, it cuts that garage temp down by a good 30 degrees. I mean, it went from sweltering to really hot. But now with this new ridge vent, it should actually start venting the house. Not only will it save these new shingles, it might really help with our energy bills. We still had really good insulation up there, so it's not going to make a day and night difference like if we didn't have any. But I'll take it. Let's go down here. All these roads are brand new. Last year during the tropical storm, all these flooded out and the roads had to be completely ripped out. They were gone after the water receded. So this is all brand new pavement. Last time I was out here is biking during Healthy Living Obsession. So it's been a couple years. I smell probably a smoker going. I smell the wood. It smells really good. Like I said, a lot of those in the neighborhood. Always a good thing. So it was interesting finding all those weird problems, but again, didn't shock me. This house has been a disaster and a money pit, so absolutely no surprises there. So now the new decking went on. It's 5/8 inch. Oh, what was it called? OSB? I can't remember. It was the first time I heard that term, but really thick, nice sheets of wood. Oh my God, the difference. They did the back half the first day, and the difference, just stepping over the ridge from the old to the new, was like stepping from a trampoline on the old to concrete on the new. It was just so much more solid. So obviously the new shingles now have a proper base to go onto. So then the next surprise, oh, by the way, that was another couple $1,000 upcharge for the all new decking. But again, glad I made the call. The next thing, we have another section of the roof. We're just talking about the main house shingled part at this point. There's another section of the roof that has a flat roof. Totally different, separate from the main house construction. And it looked okay. I had it recoated a couple times during some other roof problems over the years. It had a fresh, I can't remember what they call the material, bitumen, or it's in a roll, and then they flame it to kind of melt it down. And on top of that, I had the white silicone-like coating. So, I mean, it looked okay, but it was still not right, and I didn't know what was underneath it. So, as part of this process, they had to take off just a little bit of that to tie into the new roof. And after doing that, they pull me up there and go, yeah, there's another problem. The decking on this room and the layers on it are just as bad. You really need to do that too. Well, while we're here, this is the time to do it. Do everything at once. Gave me a good deal, but another big charge. So, from the rafters up, all new. At least it's going to be good well past the time that we're even going to be living there. It's going to be ready to sell whenever we're ready to sell. Whether it's in 5, 10, or 15 years, it's going to have plenty of life left in it for the next guy. And we won't have to do it again. We shouldn't have to do anything with this roof ever again. And that's the main plan. That was my main goal. No maintenance, just get it done. I never want to think about it again because we've had major roof problems over the years in different spots. So I'm just happy it's all going to be done. But it's in progress. They're not working over the weekend. They're going to come back and hopefully finish on Monday. But if it's Tuesday, that's okay, because freaking Monday, I have a whole wasted day of jury duty coming up. Yay. So much fun. This is like the worst possible week, too. With this project going on, we've got a vet appointment with Chloe. I've got 2 live shows to do for Cigar Obsession. Whole bunch of other stuff going on. It's just really bad timing. But got to get it over with. There's no point in postponing because there are no good weeks for me. I always have stuff going on. Hopefully, best case scenario, I'm kicked out sometime before late afternoon and I can just get back and do the final inspection. I'd rather do it than have the wife do it. But she's home too, 'cause she works from home too. So worst case scenario, they're done. She signs off on everything and You know, they have to come back if there's any kind of issue that I find later, but I don't think there will be. The other big reason I want to be back, well, it won't do me any good because I have to leave to begin with, but I'm doing a really cool GoPro time-lapse of the whole roof project. Kind of like I did with the fence, but even more planned out. And so far, the videos come out perfectly, all the way from tear-off to where we're at now. And obviously, if I'm not there for the shingles to go on, which is the coolest part, I got to have the wife do it. But she's never even used a GoPro, so I got to teach her what to do. I'll have a whole bunch of batteries lined up for her. That's the major part. You got to swap out the batteries every hour and a quarter. And every third battery, swap out the 64 gig card. So that'll be 6.5, 7 hours of, you know, work that she can record. That should be all they're going to do that day. But I got to have her move it around and point it in the right direction. I've got a really tall light stand. Damn, you are cruising, dude. I'm doing almost 12, 13 over. They're on my ass. Figured I'd get over, but I didn't know they'd blow by. Let's go down here. Never actually explored through this neighborhood. This was another one I kind of went down real quick when it flooded one year, but obviously it was flooded and couldn't go anywhere. I know there's some mud holes back here because there was a news article about a group of people got kicked out of some woods. It was private property and they were just tearing it up in their piece of shit trucks. I don't know exactly where. Okay, this is as far as I've ever gone on this road, so it's all new to me. Oh, I got some winners there. Whew. So yeah, I'm going to have a really cool total time-lapse video. But even if I have to go all day tomorrow, I'm sure she'll do it just fine. I'll just have her schedule the timer on her phone or something to remember. That's the most important part, getting out there to swap the batteries. Nice looking wall. Let's see where this goes. Beautiful day out. Mid-70s. A little breezy, dry. We got a nice, real dry weekend coming up. As far as humidity, it's absolutely perfect out. A lot of dirt roads. I'm not taking this down any dirt roads. I'll just squeeze on by you guys. Why does it not shock me that they're back here? This is real sketchy. So I reset my phone. I did an update to the latest iOS, and here's a tip. If you are ever really short on storage space, like you're looking at it and you're going, dude, I should have a lot more space than this. Here's a little known, I'm going to call it a bug. It's kind of the way it's just designed though. When you do an update to the latest iOS or patch, it wastes a ton of space. It just takes it up with other stuff, and the only way to get it back is to use a computer, connect your phone, and do a backup through iTunes. Then wipe your phone back to defaults and restore the backup. You will all of a sudden have 10 to 20% more storage space. And there is no other way to clear all the files that are clogging up your system than doing it that way. It doesn't even work doing it on iCloud, doing the backup that way. You have to do it through iTunes. They are not the same thing. So a byproduct of doing that is it loses your Bluetooth pairings. So I had to repair the car and speakers and my SENA on my helmet. Well, I also had an update to the latest SENA app. Hadn't used that in a while, so I fired it up, and first thing I noticed is they make you put in an email address just to use the app. Thought that was kind of odd. What if you don't want to give them your email address just to use the app to control and set up your headset? Okay. But that was fine. I'm not a big privacy nut or anything like that. So I put in my email and expected an email to confirm it. That's what it said it needed to do, that you needed to confirm your email address to use the app. Fine, whatever. So I get the email, except it's not a confirm your email. It's a confirm your subscription to our marketing list. Nothing at all about, hey, is this a valid email, or register your device, or activate your app. Nothing. It was just a straight up bullshit, subscribe to our bullshit marketing list email. So then I go back to the app, and sure enough, it's working fine. It doesn't need an email for anything. So it's completely falsely worded, making it sound like you need an email address registered to use the app, when all it is them trying to sign you up for bullshit. Not cool, SENA. Not cool at all. So there's your tip of the day. If you've got the update for your SENA app and it asks you for an email, well, you can put anything you want in there and then just keep using the app. You don't have to subscribe or register anything. Nothing has changed. And that's the way it should be. There should never be a requirement to sign up or register anything to use what you've already bought. That app is simply to control and configure the 20S and a couple other of their devices on your phone. It's how you use the device. You paid for it, it's done. That should be the end of it. It goes along with the trend in video games. It's kind of on the decline now because of a lot of backlash over the years of buying a single player game that requires internet access just to activate it. So good luck playing on a plane or anywhere you don't have internet access, or in a car if you're a kid traveling with your parents or something like that and you don't want to eat up data, etc., etc. You pay 40, 50, 60 bucks for this game, but you have to use an internet connection just to play it. It doesn't make any sense, and luckily it's a trend that's really reversing over the last year or so. I think companies just get a little greedy in the marketing department. They figure, we can just get all this free stuff. And of course they do that to get your email addresses and your information and data about your game, when you're playing, how long you're playing, etc., etc. It's data mining. I understand why they do it, but there is a fine line. And you just have to stay on the right side of that line, or you piss off the people that are actually buying your games or buying your products. So that's my mini rant and tip of the day. The wife and I were going to go to the Plant City Bike Fest today. It's, what time is it now? It starts in about an hour. But man, we've gone twice before and it's just been so lame. Just a tiny, tiny little show. It's not worth going to. It's about a 3.5 hour round trip just to get there. And then when you finally get there, it's, well, we came out there for this. What is going on here? Somebody got in an accident. I see a crunched up hood behind that pickup. That's what happens when you're not looking in front of you, coming up to a light. It happens all the time. There's a cop behind me. Let's see if he stops. Can't see him. So we're coming up into the really nice weather now, and more motorcycle stuff is going on in the area. It's kind of dead for December and January, but now we're into February here. Everything's kicking up. The Plant City Bike Fest is the first fairly major thing that starts. We always have a lot of weeklies going on, and now we have another couple that just started up. Biff's Burger is now twice a week, and there's a grand opening going on tonight of another shop. It looks more geared towards sport bike crowd and that kind of stuff. But they do have a dyno. Considering riding down there and checking it out, but it's pretty small, so I'm not sure if there'd really be much worth shooting. But we got the big stuff coming up. Daytona, that's always an awesome time and really good for me. Lots of stuff to film down there, especially rides. We've got Leesburg right after that, which is just a plain awesome show to go to, even if I don't film anything. Really good time hanging out there. Much better than Daytona because it's all in one spot. And cheaper and closer. And it's a nicer ride. Daytona's just all freeway, so eh. But I'm really looking forward to those coming up soon. And of course, my favorite part of being around here, demo rides start back up. The major companies will be rolling out their semi-rigs, and that'll be going on for the next 5 or 6 months around here. So stay tuned for lots and lots of new reviews of the 2017 bikes. That's definitely what I'm looking most forward to this coming year. And I'm skipping the AIM Expo this year. They've moved it up to Ohio. And they've also pretty much killed how cool of a show it was the first 2 years. Demo rides are almost non-existent. And without that, well, there's really not much point in me going. Booth tours don't get any views, and I'm not doing any more of those little quick walk-arounds. So I'll just save the couple $1,000s and days of my time and skip the show. If there's any other shows that make their way around here, I'll definitely give them a shot, though. Alright, that's it, guys. I'm going to head on back home and plan some dinner. Haven't eaten yet today. It's 4 o'clock. I got weigh-in tomorrow for the weight loss challenge going on for Cigar Obsession. I don't want to overdo it, but kind of hungry. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to see more, and we'll see you next time.